What if spending just $5 today could save you hundreds or even your sanity tomorrow? Picture this. 6 months from now, you walk into your local store, shelves, half empty. Prices, doubling overnight. A gallon of milk, $15. And cash, practically worthless. Now imagine walking out calm, collected, and prepared, because you had the foresight to grab 9 dirt-cheap items before the chaos hit. I'm Sean, and I've been studying supply chain breakdowns and prepping since 2014. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. When the system cracks, and it will crack, it's not the flashy, overpriced gear that saves you. Forget the $500 food buckets, the solar generators, or the high-end gadgets. Those are just distractions. What really matters are the simple, overlooked essentials, most under $10, that become absolute gold when the economy tanks. Don't believe me? Look back at early 2024. Minor supply chain hiccups caused matches, bottled water, and manual can openers to vanish from shelves in weeks. Prices tripled. Those who had them, they were in control. Those who didn't, they panicked. Here's the brutal truth. The global economy is a fragile house of cards. Inflation is creeping, supply chains are thinning, and major banks are warning of a 93% chance of a catastrophic economic blowout by 2025. When the cracks start to show, it's not the big luxuries that disappear first, it's the small, everyday essentials. So today, I'm breaking down 9 dirt-cheap items you can grab right now while they're still on shelves. These are the things that'll keep you warm, fed, and sane when the system collapses. And trust me, number 9, you'll kick yourself if you don't grab it now. Let's dive in. The $5 tool that keeps you fed. Emergency manual can opener. Let's get real. Everyone loves to stockpile canned food when prepping. It's the go-to survival strategy. But here's the kicker. Almost no one thinks about how they're actually going to open those cans when the power's out. The grid's down, and your fancy electric opener is just a useless hunk of plastic. Sounds basic, right? But this is one of the most common rookie mistakes in prepping. Imagine this. You've got shelves full of beans, soups, and veggies, enough to last you weeks. But they're all sealed tight, and you're sitting there with nothing but a butter knife and frustration. That's when a $5 manual can opener becomes worth its weight in gold. This isn't just any tool, it's a survival essential. A simple mechanical, no batteries needed can opener is the kind of thing that works when everything else fails. Think old school, like the ones soldiers used decades ago. These things are built to last, with no fragile parts to break or wear out. Survival Frog lists a solid manual can opener for just $4.97, and HappyPreppers.com ranks it as one of the top survival items under 10. For less than the cost of a fast food meal, you're getting a tool that could save you from going hungry when it matters most. Here's why it's a must-have. It never expires. No shelf life, no maintenance. Toss one in your go bag, keep another in your car, and stash a third in your kitchen. It's compact, corrosion-resistant, and always ready to go. And let's not forget barter value. In a crisis, being the person who can open a can of food makes you indispensable. People will trade for that kind of utility. Now, you might be thinking, I already have one in my kitchen. Sure, until it rusts, breaks, or gets left behind when you're forced to bug out. That's why smart preppers always keep a dedicated emergency opener. Pro tip, get one with a lanyard loop so it's easy to find in a hurry. And if you want to go even more old school, grab a P38 military-style can opener. You can get a 5-pack for under $5. They're tiny, nearly indestructible, and perfect for emergencies. Bottom line, a manual can opener is cheap, reliable, and absolutely essential. Don't wait until you're staring at a sealed can of food with no way to open it. Get one now, stash it, and thank yourself later. And trust me, the next item on this list is just as critical and even more versatile. 2. The rope that holds your world together. 550 paracord. When it comes to survival, flashy gear gets all the attention. But let me tell you something. It's the simple, unassuming tools that save lives. Enter 550 paracord, a do-it-all survival essential that's as cheap as it is versatile. This isn't just any rope. Originally designed for parachutes, 550 paracord is lightweight, flexible, and strong enough to hold up to 550 pounds. That's right, this stuff can literally hold your world together when everything else is falling apart. Here's the crazy part. You can grab a 50 to 100-foot roll for as little as $4.99 on ReadyMan, or a full survival kit version for under $10 from Survival Frog. That's pocket change for something that could save your life in a dozen different ways. When the economy tanks and the grid goes dark, cordage becomes one of the most valuable tools you can have. You'll need it to tie down tarps, secure gear, patch up a roof, build a shelter, or even hang food out of reach of scavenging animals. And that's just the beginning. The real magic of paracord lies in its inner strands. Each cord contains 7 smaller strands that can be pulled apart and used for everything from fishing line to trap wire to emergency stitching thread. One roll of paracord gives you dozens of survival options, all in a package small enough to fit in your pocket. It's adaptability at its finest. But here's the catch. Not all paracord is created equal. The cheap knockoffs you find at dollar stores might look the same, but they'll snap the moment you actually need them. Always go for true 550 rated paracord from a trusted source. And don't just toss it in a bag and forget about it. Store it in separate coils to avoid tangles, and consider color coding your lengths: yellow for shelter, green for repairs, and so on. It'll save you precious time when every second counts. Pro tip: keep your paracord dry and out of direct sunlight to extend its lifespan. And while zip ties are great for quick fixes, they're no match for the strength and reusability of paracord. In a survival situation, this humble rope is worth its weight in gold. Don't underestimate it. And speaking of life-saving tools, the next item on this list is even smaller, but it could mean the difference between life and death when temperatures drop. 3. The lifesaver in your pocket. Mylar Survival Blanket. At first glance, a Mylar survival blanket might not look like much. It's just a thin, shiny sheet of metallic material, right? But don't let its simplicity fool you. In a crisis, this little piece of foil could literally save your life. Designed to reflect over 90% of your body heat, Mylar blankets are a lightweight, low-cost solution to the most dangerous survival challenges. Staying warm when the temperature drops. Here's the thing. Most people focus on bulky sleeping bags or expensive winter gear. But Mylar blankets are a fraction of the cost, weigh almost nothing, and fold down smaller than your phone. HappyPreppers.com lists a 2-pack for under $10, and these are the same materials NASA uses for thermal control in space. Think about that, space-grade technology for less than the price of a latte. Why does this matter? Because when the power goes out in the dead of winter, or you're stranded on the side of the road, staying warm isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. A Mylar blanket traps your body heat fast, keeping you warm in no-heat scenarios. Wrap it around yourself, layer it under a sleeping bag, or tape it to the walls of a makeshift shelter to reflect warmth. In extreme conditions, that extra heat can mean the difference between life and death. And it's not just about personal use. In a supply chain collapse, Mylar blankets could become a valuable barter item. Everyone needs warmth, and when resources are scarce, a few of these blankets could trade like currency. But here's the catch. Mylar degrades under heat and sunlight. Don't just toss it in your trunk and forget about it. Store it in a zip-sealed bag and replace it every few years if you're serious about preparedness. Pro tip: use a Mylar blanket as a liner under your sleeping bag to double its insulation without adding bulk. It's a simple trick that can make a huge difference in cold weather, and while everyone else is freezing, you'll be conserving heat, saving energy, and staying alive. Trust me, this is one item you don't want to overlook. And the next one, it's all about keeping your light and power running when the world goes dark. 4. The pocket-sized lifesaver. Water purification tablets and filter straws. When clean water disappears, everything else crumbles. Food, hygiene, survival itself. You don't last days without water. You're lucky to make it hours. That's why water purification tablets and filter straws are non-negotiable survival tools. They're small, cheap, and often overlooked. But when the taps run dry or the water is contaminated, these items become priceless. Here's the problem. Most people think they're covered, because they've hoarded bottled water or invested in bulky gravity filters. But let's be real, bottled water runs out fast. And those big filters, they're fragile, take up space, and aren't exactly portable. A $7 pack of water purification tablets or a compact filter straw, on the other hand, can purify dozens of liters of water and fits right in your pocket. HappyPreppers.com lists both for under $10. and they're rated to remove 99.99% of bacteria and parasites. That's clean, drinkable water in minutes. No matter where you are. Think it's overkill? Let's look at the facts. During regional flooding in 2024, small towns ran of bottled water in less than 24 hours. People were boiling muddy water or melting ice just to survive. But those who had tablets or filter straws, they drank safely, avoided illness, and stayed ahead of the chaos. That's the difference between being prepared and being desperate. Here's the deal. Don't make the rookie mistake of relying solely on bottled water. It's heavy, it's finite, and it's not mobile. Smart prepping means layering your water strategy. Keep a few gallons of stored water for emergencies, but back it up with purification tools that fit in your hand. Tablets are perfect for treating large amounts of water, while filter straws are ideal for on-the-go situations. Together, they give you flexibility and peace of mind. Pro tip: check the expiration dates on your tablets annually and replace them as needed. And don't forget to practice using your filter straw before you actually need it. The last thing you want is to be fumbling with unfamiliar gear when every second counts. Bottom line, water is life, and these tools ensure you'll always have it. Up next, we're talking about a survival MVP that's probably sitting in your junk drawer right now. 5. The silent workhorse. Heavy-duty duct tape. If there's one item that every seasoned prepper swears by, it's duct tape. Not food, not water filters. Duct tape. This humble gray roll is the unsung hero of survival. And yet casual preppers constantly overlook it. Why? Because it's not flashy. But when the system collapses, duct tape becomes your go-to tool for repairs, improvisation, and even first aid. Here's the thing. People love to stock up on gear. Flashlights, radios, multi-tools. They're all great, but they don't fix things when they break. That's where duct tape comes in. It's the ultimate problem solver. Need to patch a tent? Duct tape. Seal a leaky hose? Duct tape. Reinforce a tarp? You guessed it. Duct tape. A single $4 roll of heavy-duty duct tape can handle dozens of emergencies, making it one of the most cost-effective survival tools you can buy. And this isn't just theory. Real-world disasters prove its value time and time again. After hurricanes, when roofing materials are in short supply, people use duct tape to secure tarps and keep out rain. In freezing conditions, taped seams can prevent heat loss. Preppers have even used it to splint broken fingers or seal wounds until medical help arrives. It's not glamorous, but it works. Here's the catch. Not all duct tape is created equal. The cheap, thin stuff you find at dollar stores, it's garbage. It peels in the sun, shreds under pressure, and won't hold when you need it most. Always invest in high-quality brands like 3M or Gorilla Tape. They're built to last and can handle heat, cold, and wear over time. Pro tip: stash at least 2 rolls. Label one for emergency use only to keep it fresh, and toss another small roll in your car or bug-out bag. Store them in a cool, dry place to slow down adhesive aging. And here's a genius hack. Wrap a few feet of tape around a water bottle or flashlight. It gives you a portable mini roll for on-the-go fixes. During major supply chain disruptions, adhesives like duct tape vanish fast. Remember when COVID hit? Hardware stores sold out of duct tape for months. Why? Because it's that versatile. Don't wait until it's gone. Stock up now, and you'll have a tool that holds your world together when everything else falls apart. Speaking of holding things together, the next item on this list is all about fire, because without it, survival gets a whole lot harder. 6. The fire starter that never fails. Ferro rod and magnesium fire starter. Fire is survival. It's warmth, it's light, it's cooked food, and it's clean water. Lose your ability to make fire and you're in serious trouble. That's why a ferrocerium rod or magnesium fire starter is an absolute must-have for any prepper. Forget lighters and matches. Those are temporary solutions. A ferro rod? That's a long-term investment in your survival. Here's the problem with traditional fire-starting tools. They're unreliable. Lighters run out of fuel, matches get wet, and batteries die. But a ferro rod doesn't care about any of that. It sparks at over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, works in the rain, and lasts for thousands of strikes. That's months of fire-starting capability and a tool that costs less than $10. HappyPreppers.com consistently ranks ferro rods and magnesium starters among the top under $10 survival items, and for good reason. Think about it. When the power's out for days in the dead of winter, fire isn't just a luxury, it's like a ferro rod ensures you can boil water, cook food, and stay warm no matter the conditions. It's lightweight, compact, and easy to carry. Toss one in your glove box, bug-out bag, or even your everyday carry pouch. You'll barely notice it's there until you need it. But here's the thing, using a ferro rod isn't as easy as it looks in YouTube videos. The first time you try, you'll probably struggle to get a spark to land on your tinder. That's why practice is essential. Learn how to prep dry tinder, scrape magnesium shavings, and angle your strikes properly. Pro tip, keep a small bag of cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly. They'll catch a spark instantly, even in wet conditions. And don't make the rookie mistake of relying solely on lighters or matches. Fire redundancy is survival insurance. Always have multiple ways to start a fire, and make sure a ferro rod is one of them. It's cheap, it's reliable, and it works when everything else fails. Because in a survival situation, fire isn't just about staying warm, it's about staying alive. 7. The Pocket Toolbox. High-quality budget multi-tool. Let's talk about the one item that can quietly replace an entire toolbox, and most people don't even realize how powerful it is. A multi-tool, not the overpriced $300 models that influencers love to show off, but a solid, budget-friendly option that gets the job done. For under $20, you can get a reliable multi-tool that includes pliers, knives, screwdrivers, and more, all in one compact package. It's the ultimate survival tool for preppers on a budget. Here's why it's a game changer. When the grid goes down, or you're stranded miles from help, having one tool that can cut, tighten, pry, or fix something on the spot can mean the difference between frustration and survival. Imagine this. Your generator has a loose bolt, your solar setup needs a quick wire strip, or your fence hinge is falling apart. A multi-tool lets you handle all of that in seconds. It's dozens of tools in one, and it fits in your pocket. But here's where most people mess up. They go too cheap. They grab a $5 knockoff with flimsy plastic parts and dull blades that snap the first time you use them. Don't make that mistake. Look for a steel model with decent reviews. It won't be a Leatherman, but it'll hold up when you need it most. Survival Frog lists tactical multi-tools for around $9.97, and prepping forums agree that a budget multi-tool is one of the smartest first buys you can make. Pro tip, oil the hinges regularly, label the bits so you know what's what, and always keep it in the same pouch or pocket. When something breaks, seconds matter, and you don't want to waste time searching for your tool. A good multi-tool is compact, reliable, and lets you improvise on the fly. It's not just a tool, it's peace of mind in your pocket. And speaking of small tools that do big things, let's move on to the next item. Zip ties. 8. The Quiet Fixer. Heavy-duty zip ties. Zip ties might not look like much, but in a survival situation, they're pure gold. These little plastic straps are cheap, lightweight, and incredibly versatile. For under $5, you can get a 100-pack of mixed-length zip ties that can handle everything from securing a tarp to bundling firewood. They're the ultimate fix-all tool for preppers who know that sometimes simplicity is the best solution. Here's why zip ties are a must-have. When things start falling apart, literally you need a quick, reliable way to hold them together. Picture this. A storm rips open your roof tarp, or a fence panel comes loose in high winds. You don't have screws, rope, or time to waste. Grab a zip tie, loop it through, pull it tight, and problem solved in seconds. That's the magic of zip ties. They're fast, simple, and strong enough to handle serious pressure. But don't just take my word for it. Urban survival site calls zip ties one of the most underrated prepper tools out there. And they're not just for emergencies. You can use them to secure gear, hang tools, lock gates, or even make quick repairs to a broken backpack strap. I've even seen people use them to attach tarps to vehicles or create makeshift stretchers in a pinch. Here's the catch. Most people only buy the small ones. Those are fine for bundling cables, but they'll snap if you try to use them for anything heavy-duty. The solution? Buy a mixed-length pack that includes 4-inch, 8-inch, and 14-inch ties. Store them in a labeled container or zip bag so you can grab the right size when you need it. And don't forget to stash a side cutter or heavy-duty scissors in your kit. Zip ties are great, but once they're locked, you'll need a way to cut them cleanly. Pro tip, keep a few zip ties wrapped around a water bottle or flashlight for easy access. They're compact, silent, and virtually weightless, making them perfect for bug-out bags, car kits, or barter packs. In short, when the world starts to break apart, zip ties are the quiet fixers that keep everything holding together. And now, let's talk about the next item, one that protects the most important tools you'll ever own: your hands. 9. The ultimate hand protector. Heavy-duty work gloves. When it comes to survival, your hands are your most important tools. They chop wood, clear debris, fix roofs, and cook meals. But here's the thing: if your hands are injured, cut, burned, or blistered, you're done. That's why a solid pair of heavy-duty work gloves is one of the smartest investments you can make. And the best part? You can get a high-quality pair for just $10 to $20. Let's get real. After any major disaster, clearing debris is priority number one. Nails, broken glass, jagged metal. It's everywhere. Without gloves, one wrong move could lead to a deep cut, an infection, or worse. But with gloves, you're protected. You can work faster, safer, and longer without worrying about injuries. That's not just comfort. It's survival efficiency. And it's not just about protection. Heavy-duty gloves also improve your grip and endurance. Whether you're swinging an axe, lifting gear, or carrying loads, a good pair of gloves reduces fatigue and prevents slipping. That's critical when you're working in wet or cold conditions. High-grip synthetic gloves with silicone or rubberized palms are especially useful for outdoor tasks. Here's the mistake most people make: they grab cheap, thin gloves from the dollar store. Those might be fine for gardening, but they'll shred in an hour during real survival work. Instead, invest in gloves with reinforced palms, strong stitching, and a snug fit. Loose gloves kill your dexterity, and cheap ones won't last when you need them most. Pro tip: buy at least 2 pairs. Use one for general work and keep the other for heavy-duty tasks. Mark one pair as emergency use only, so they're always in top condition when you need them. And don't forget to store them in a dry place to prevent mold or deterioration. In a survival situation, protecting your hands means protecting your ability to work, build, and survive. When your hands go down, your entire operation goes with them. So don't overlook this simple, affordable item. A good pair of gloves is more than just gear, it's a lifeline. Bonus 1. The lifeline in the dark. LED flashlights and headlamps. When the lights go out, the world becomes a very different place. Darkness isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. You can't see hazards, you can't navigate, and you can't work effectively. That's why a reliable LED flashlight or headlamp is an absolute must-have for any prepper. And here's the good news: you don't need to spend a fortune. For under $10, you can grab a compact high-lumen flashlight or a basic headlamp that will keep you out of the dark when it matters most. Let's break it down. A good flashlight isn't just about brightness. It's about reliability. You need something that works when you need it. No questions asked. That means no cheap, flimsy models that flicker or die after a few uses. Look for LED flashlights with a solid build, preferably aluminum, and a water-resistant design. These are built to last and can handle the rough conditions of a survival scenario. Headlamps, on the other hand, offer hands-free convenience. Imagine trying to set up a shelter, cook a meal, or repair gear in the dark while holding a flashlight in your teeth. It's not ideal. A headlamp lets you keep your hands free while still illuminating your workspace. And the best part, many budget-friendly headlamps come with adjustable straps and multiple light settings, so you can customize them to your needs. Here's a pro tip: invest in rechargeable models if you can. They save you money on batteries in the long run and are more eco-friendly. But if you're sticking to a tight budget, stock up on extra batteries and keep them in a waterproof container. And don't forget to test your lights regularly. The last thing you want is to discover a dead flashlight when you're already in the dark. In a survival situation, light isn't just a convenience, it's a lifeline. It keeps you safe, helps you work, and even boosts morale. So don't skimp on this essential item. A good flashlight or headlamp is worth every penny. And it's one of the easiest ways to prepare for the unexpected. Bonus 2. The ultimate fire backup: storm-proof matches. We've already talked about ferro rods and magnesium fire starters, but let's face it, sometimes you just need a quick, easy way to start a fire. That's where storm-proof matches come in. These aren't your average kitchen matches. They're designed to light in the worst conditions: rain, wind, even snow. And for under $10, you can get a pack that could save your life when fire is non-negotiable. Here's why storm-proof matches are a game changer. They're foolproof. While ferro rods require practice and skill, storm-proof matches are as simple as striking and lighting. They're coated with a special chemical that keeps them burning even in harsh weather, and many come with waterproof containers to keep them dry. That means you can rely on them no matter what Mother Nature throws at you. Think about it. You're caught in a downpour, temperatures are dropping, and you need a fire fast. A regular match would be useless, and even a lighter might struggle in those conditions. But a storm-proof match, it lights instantly and burns long enough to ignite your tinder, even if it's damp. That's the kind of reliability you need in a survival situation. Pro tip: don't just buy one pack and call it a day. Stock up on multiple packs and stash them in different locations. Your bug-out bag, your car, your home emergency kit. And while you're at it, practice building a fire in less than ideal conditions. Knowing how to use your tools effectively is just as important as having them in the first place. Storm-proof matches are one of those items that seem trivial until you need them. But when you're cold, wet, and desperate for warmth, they're worth their weight in gold. Don't overlook this simple, affordable tool. It's a small investment that could make a big difference. Bonus 3. The overlooked essential: emergency whistle. When we think about survival gear, we often focus on the big-ticket items: food, water, shelter. But what about communication? In a crisis, being able to signal for help can mean the difference between life and death. That's where an emergency whistle comes in. It's small, lightweight, and incredibly effective at getting attention when you need it most. And the best part, you can get a high-quality whistle for under $5. Here's why an emergency whistle is a must-have. It cuts through noise. In a disaster scenario, shouting for help is exhausting and often ineffective. Your voice can only carry so far, and it's easy to lose it after just a few minutes. A whistle, on the other hand, can produce a piercing sound that travels much farther and requires minimal effort to use. It's the perfect tool for signaling rescuers, alerting others to your location, or even scaring off potential threats. But not all whistles are created equal. Look for models that are specifically designed for emergencies. These are usually made of durable materials like aluminum or high-impact plastic, and are loud enough to be heard over long distances. Some even come with built-in features like a compass, thermometer, or storage compartment for matches or small items. Pro tip: attach your whistle to a lanyard or carabiner and keep it on your person at all times. In a survival situation, you don't want to waste precious seconds digging through your bag to find it. And while you're at it, teach your family or group a simple whistle code. 1 blast for attention, 2 for help, 3 for an emergency. Clear communication can save lives. An emergency whistle might not seem like a big deal, but in the chaos of a disaster, it's a tool you'll be glad to have. It's small, cheap, and incredibly effective. Don't underestimate its value. Add one to your kit today, and you'll be prepared to make some noise when it matters most.